This is Hudson from New Year's Paving and Building Contractors, a division of audio projects. Maybe firstly, I should apologize for taking terribly long to get back to you with a quotation. Uh, just wanted you to let you know that it had nothing to do with negligence or anything that you could think of, because we've been tremendously, excuse me, busy because the current project has so many complications. So we working long hours, and because there's an engineer who is monitoring the whole project. So we trying to sort of ensure that we are complying with every detail of the specifications. That's why it has taken us so long, because we sometimes end up working 14 hours in a day just to get things right. And so that's why we've got we experiencing this huge delay. And other thing is I couldn't assign it to someone else to work on my behalf. I mean, to do the this drafting the proposals and a bit of drawings. Okay, anyway. Alright, so I've just done a few drawings just to present, the project on a paper before we actually sort of, embark on it. So I just decided to present it to you, so you can also have a look. And you know, the good, the main reason is so you can get a full insight what you could expect. I mean, expect from us. Should you decide to sort of, get started to go ahead with the project, and considering us as your contractor. Okay, so basically we've got our bank here, just behind the pool, just after the pool. All right, and he's stretching about 15 meters, but yeah, stretching 17 meters rather, because we are gonna be bending here just to avoid getting to the neighbor's boundary. Okay, so here we go. We've got a height of 2.5 from footing, and this is the existing gradient of the slope. All right. So basically, this is the area that is gonna get filled up just to get another 7 meter of a flat platform. Okay. So there is also another drawing that I did just to present again the ideas on a paper. So basically, what you're trying to do is here we've got our pool, the existing pool. So the areas from the upper side of the pool and from the downside of the pool, you'd like to make some changes. You'd like to get more flat ground, right? This is the existing pool, right? And so basically here I had already finished my drawing. So basically what I'm trying to present here is the excavation. So what we need gonna have to do is to get more sand, and you'd like to make this ground here just above the existing retaining wall, that is more like cladding. Okay, and what you've wished at your property is to actually sort of get this soil, this to cut off the slope. So basically this is what it's gonna entail. We take off all this, we scrape out all this, and we're gonna be exposing banks. So they're gonna be on both sides. This kind of a bank that is gonna get exposed, that is actually going up at a certain angle, and there's gonna be on both sides, and we are gonna also expose this one, right? So basically that's what is going to happen. So all the sand that you're going to get, you're going to actually sort of send it down to backfill. So what you're going to have is actually something that is like this on the downside of the pool. This is what we're going to get, our retaining wall. All right, so basically if you can see clearly with the shape of the walls, right? So this is what you're going to get. This is probably how it's going to look like, and with all the backfill gravel and the backfill soil from the side. And you can see that this is the I've labeled, that's the dry stack retaining wall on both sides. Okay, so yeah, let me just spin it a little bit more so you can just see it clearly. Okay, so basically this is what we've seen. And also the calculations, I did the calculations. We are all on the same page, because the volume of the earth that we need to use to backfill, the volume of the gravel, and all those things we actually discussed. So yeah, this is what I wanted you to sort of have a look. Yeah, I'm just gonna take it back so you can see that this is how I actually started, and to get to that point. So it's just all the stages that I went through during the time I was doing the drawings, right? And then I was doing the labeling, all right. And this is was actually sort of more like my final. Okay, let me also yeah, this one it went through a lot of stages, so I don't think it's gonna actually take us back to actually where I started, but I could maybe. Oh yeah, it's allowing me actually. So the memory is sharp. All right, so this is how I actually began the drawing, just to get everything presented on with the aid of a sketch or some illustration or a presentation. Right, and then I was labeling the design of the wall, and yeah, that's where we are. And the most important thing before actually sort of get to the end is actually a cross section of the wall. This drawing I did it for another project, but basically all the specifications and how we're gonna build the wall is more like the same. So let me just sort of take you back again. So I'm just gonna sort of stop and explain each and every stage. So basically, I'm trying to I was trying to sort of present it with the aid of a drawing. All right. So yeah, I think this was actually the final. So basically, what I did was, this was double skin. What do you call double skin? Because if you're going, this was actually it's a wall that is gonna go 5.2 meters in height, and these are actually my own drawings that from the footing we probably need to make double course. But for walls that are less than 3 meters, it won't be necessary. Okay, so we are gonna be using Geolog 400 if you like, and Geolog 400 it looks more like this. If you haven't seen I'm sure you've seen the picture of Geolog 400. Let me see if I'm gonna get the folder that has all the but this one is not complete anyway. But basically this is a Geolog font phase 2. This is our current project where we're working in Palok. It's going 7 meters high, and we are still there. This is where I was saying, hey, it's taking a lot of our time to yeah, that's Geolog 400. The main is I wanted you to actually have a look at the shape and the design of the wall that Geolog 400. This is how it looks. We are so, we are almost about to finish up with this project. We're almost about to be done. So yeah, so I'm sure the Geolog 400. It's SABS approved. It actually retains to walls up to even as high as 12 meters. As long we are actually sort of doing we are constructing the wall like in the way explained here that you need to install some drain pipes. The wall should go up at 70 degrees, and including another 5 degrees that we tilt. We make it more lean, so we lay the blocks, we elevate front side, and then we lower the back side, right? And then we're gonna get some excavated material that we've got already on the ground. We're gonna put some beading cloth, and then we're gonna put some hold on, and I need this is the drainage. Let me just quickly label it. This is the drainage. I'm gonna zoom it to so you can see clearly. It's basically there's 90 millimeter aggregate. Excuse me. So this is the layer for 90 millimeter aggregate. So it's gonna be actually sort of just after the gravel, right? And then we put the drainage, the drain these stones from bottom up. But also another engineering design is you can put a thick layer instead of actually going in, because it takes time during the installation to actually lay the drain go up all the way. So ideally what could also be done is You see around here, for example, you put a huge layer, a single, not to go all the way up, a huge layer